NSA Panama City is located on St. Andrew Bay in Bay County, Florida. It's just over 650 acres total, and we have approximately 3,000 people that work here on base. The main missions that we support here are research, development, testing, and evaluation for littoral warfare systems. We also do multi-agency, all-service, and international diver training, as well as physiology and development and testing of diving equipment.
You know, this base has been here for 67 years. I think no one anticipated when this base came alive that Panama City Beach would be a place where there's 10 million visitors a year.
So we're at the Naval Diving Salvage Training Center, the largest diving facility in the world. We have 23 different certified systems, and we train between 1,200 to 1,500 divers from special operations and deep sea divers every year.
The terrain here is unique for not only the Navy, but again, it's a joint service command. So it's unique for all those commands to come and train and prepare for what mission lies before them later down the road.
The encroachment issue itself started in late 2005. We had a local developer that was interested in building a little under 1,000-foot pier into some of our swim lanes, and that's training areas that the Marine Corps and Air Force and Navy uses for Mark 25 underwater breathing apparatus training. It's a perfect depth profile.
And luckily for us, the Army Corps of Engineers had sent us the request just as a courtesy copy. And we quickly jumped on and said, look, this is one of our water training areas, but we had actually not, as a base, put these areas as restricted with the community. So that brought about initially trying to legally put restricted areas in the bay for our divers and also our research and development. And then once those areas were deemed legally restricted, then that kind of brought about the joint land use study to also touch the land use around the base.
We got funding to start doing a joint land use study. We selected a consultant in 2008 and then started working right away with the two cities and then the municipality, and of course also with some people from the Department of Community Affairs up in the state of Florida.
Well, the Navy's role in the joint land use study was more an advisory role. It was our job to get all the information that we have from our commands on base, and so we had to collect all that from our folks and then take that information to the community so they could develop a plan.
The JLUS Policy Committee is comprised of the partners essentially to the JLUS study, and essentially that in our case it includes cities, the county, the base itself, and the local defense support group. And together we make sure that the study is moving the direction that we intend it to.
There were some challenges which revolved mainly around some of the restrictions on building codes. We had some property owners in the area that were concerned how they would be affected by things such as height restrictions for new facilities that would be constructed around the installation.
One of the initial challenges as we were going through the process was really just the relationship. There was a whole mentality of, well, you have NSA Panama City and you have Bay County. It was not, NSA Panama City and Bay County are this nice married couple. It was, these guys and those guys. And so our initial conflict that we had was really to just open up our doors and say, look, we want to show you guys exactly what we do here.
So one of the things that was passed in the state legislature is they listed out all of the military bases in the state and then the specific municipalities or counties that those military bases impact and put in actual requirements for comprehensive plan guidelines. Now that didn't just include compatibility plans, it included putting representatives from the bases on as a non-voting member of the city planning commissions and the county planning commissions. It also said basically you'll forward any and all development that could impact the base to the commanding officer of the base for their comments and suggestions. We also invited the public in, say, hey, you live next to the base, what do you hear, do you have issues?
So I think everybody was motivated to sit down around the table and come up with a plan that worked long-term for both the community and the base, because we want to keep our military presence here.
And the community basically embraced us and helped us push this legislation through. and stopped the encroachment.
The study took place from 2009 to 2010, with the implementation phase running from 2010 through 2013. Our overall goal was to develop a relationship where we could foster compatible economic development outside the gates while reducing encroachment concerns here, and I do believe that the study has been very successful.
Before this joint land use study, we didn't really work with the base that much. We didn't talk to them about issues that were going on the beach or even in their area. The best piece of advice I could give to someone who's just starting out the joint land use study process is really to make sure you get everyone in the same room, and you got to have buy-in on all sides.
Communication is the way you solve any kind of problem or any issue that arises on that. So if you have a good rapport with your officials, you can be sure that you're going to get a just and equitable solution to any issues that might occur.